in today's video we're going to be using this compression tester to test the 134,000 mile engine, K20A2 standard internals with a supercharger. It's been supercharged for about 26 to 28,000 miles, somewhere in there. I got a new set of spark plugs to go with that as well. The current ones are about a year old. Part number is there if it'll focus. And I just thought I'd replace them for my peace of mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the engine up to operating temperature, and then what we're going to do is take the old spark plugs out, all of them, disconnect the injectors, put the compression tester on. Once we've done that, we'll then crank the engine over 8 times to get a reading, and then we'll compare that across all 4 cylinders and see what's going on. Also, I will have the throttle open fully while I'm doing that as well. Otherwise, you don't get a accurate reading. So, to the car. Okay, so the engine is now up to temperature, it's 82 degrees. So I'm going to take the spark plug cover off, take the spark plugs out, disconnect the injectors, and then get ready to use the compression tester. So I'll do that now. I've actually numbered the coils so they go back in the same place. I don't think it makes any difference, but well, just to make it easy, so they go back in the same place. Okay, so I'm now going to take all 4 spark plugs out, and I will just disconnect the injectors while we're here. Basically, so when we turn the engine over, you don't get any fuel being injected. Again, they're all coming out fairly similar, so there's no oil or anything else on them, which is good. The condition is pretty much the same, so all good across the board. Okay, so the next thing to do is to get the compression tester out. We'll start here and we'll work over to the right. Okay, so we've got our compression tester here. Outside is in PSI and inside is in bar. All we're going to have to do, no adapters, just screw this in. Be careful when you screw this in, you don't want to cross the threads. It should just go in there really nice and easily. If you get any resistance, take it back out and do it again. Don't need to do it tight either, because you have an O-ring here, so that should be fine. So let's see the first one. As I twist this, there's no resistance. So it's going in. There we go. And we're in. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to crank the engine over 8 times, approximately. Sometimes it's a bit hard to get exact. And then I'll come back. And the other thing is I'll have my foot flat on the throttle. Okay, so that was 8 times basically, that was cranked over. So what we've got here, I don't know if you can see it, so it's 200 there, 220, we've just passed 220, 222, 223 PSI on the first cylinder, so that's pretty good. So now we're just hopefully the rest of them will be sort of similar. I believe the variance is 28 psi, if I'm correct, if I've been reading the manual correctly. So that's the first one. Let's move on to the second one. So this is number 2. Let's go and try it. Okay, so 228. So about 5 psi difference, possibly 5, 6, 7 psi difference. So it's not too much. So let's see what we get on the other ones anyway. So this is number 3. So this is number 3. Pretty much the same as number 2. Same as number 2, definitely. Yeah, about 228. 228. That's not bad. Actually, I did a compression test last year, and this one was actually reading about 10 psi, 10-15 psi less. So maybe the rings at that point were in line with each other, the gaps in the rings, and that was causing an issue. I don't know, but it's come back up to sort of normal levels, so can't explain that one. Otherwise I've got self-healing cylinders, which I don't know. But so that's good. So we're within about 8 psi of each other, which isn't bad. So let's try the next one, the final one. Right, so this is number 4. I'd say we're back down to what we were on this cylinder, so 223, 224. I'd say 224 actually. I'd say this one was 224 as well. Yeah, so not bad. We're all in the same ballpark. It seems to be these two are slightly higher than the outside ones, but I can't see a problem with it. I mean, it's done 134,000 pretty much-ish miles. So it was supercharged since it was 2006, 2005. No, sorry, 105, 106,000 miles. So you know, it's done a good 27, 28,000 miles with you know, 16 psi running through it with the old charger and 12 with this. Done multiple track days. As in totally internally stock, so it's not too bad. I believe you may get a variance of the pressures that you get, but this is what my engine does, so it seems pretty healthy. I'm not too concerned. There's 4 psi difference between the cylinders, especially when the variance is like 28. So the next thing to do is to change the spark plugs. Now I've gone for heat range 8 because that's what I've been running in here since I had it mapped. As you can see, if I put these up against each other, this crush washer here is a lot thicker. On this one it's a lot thinner because it's obviously been crushed. Now when you put a spark plug in for the first time, you are going to have to put more effort into crushing this washer. Once you've done that, you can do it up, and do it up hand tight, but don't overdo it. Just, I don't know, get it snug and then give it a little bit more of a twist. That's once you've put it in for the first time. This, what I tend to do, snug it up and then turn it a half a turn, and that tends to get it right. Just don't go overboard, because this is obviously, I don't really know what this is, whether it's sort of stainless or just steel. It's something, it's obviously tougher than what's in the head, because that's an aluminium thread, so you really don't want to go putting this down really tight, otherwise you will damage the threads in the head and then you'll have a massive issue. Also make sure, which I've now done here, that they are sitting flat, because otherwise you're going to have problems. There we go. So let's put some spark plugs in. Right, let's put the first spark plug in. So make sure when you push it in that it's in there and it won't come out, it's on the rubber, because if you don't do that, you're going to drop the spark plug in, and these things do have ceramic on them and they can break, so not breaking these is a good idea. So just basically, I do this by hand, you can just start doing it straight away. You can cross thread and just do it in there nicely. It's going around, hardly any pressure at all going on there. for quite a long time. And that's now, I can't twist it by hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the rest of them, and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, so they're all now in. So what we're going to do now is switch this on. We're going to crush that crush washer, so it's going to continue to do this gently with this, and we're now getting a bit of resistance. So there we go. So we can do between half or a quarter or a third. Probably nearly half. Just don't go overboard. The other thing you can do is you can put them in, do say a third, and then back it out, take it out, have a look at the crush washer, compare it to an old one, and see if you need to turn it anymore. If you do, you just put it back in, and then you can tweak it a little bit more. So if you're more comfortable doing it that way, that's the second way you can do it. I'll get on that. So let's put the core packs back in and try and fire it up. Okay, last thing to do before we can start out is put the injectors back in. Right, the only thing we've got left is the cover and strut brace, but what we'll do, we'll start up and see what it does. So, for a 134,000 mile engine, it seems to be in pretty healthy condition. Hopefully it will be like that for quite a while. Just goes to prove how strong these things are, especially when they're mapped properly. Okay, so I just wanted to do a conclusion for this video, which turns out to be pretty good. We're pretty even across the cylinders. 4 psi variance in the cylinder compression test is really nothing. As long as you look after the engine, I don't see what the problem is. I mean, I daily drive it, I use it on track, as you've all seen. Keep the oil topped up, always a good idea with a Honda. And just make sure the water temperatures and all the temperatures are within the correct range, and I just don't see what the problem is. Obviously I want to build another engine, put a smaller pulley on and make some more power, not too much more. But for the standard engine, for anyone that thinks, you know, they want to do this to their car, reliability is pretty good, as long as you look after it. I would say change the change the spark plugs every year. Make sure you do the oil at least every 8 months, if not sooner. I'd probably try and do it every 6 months, to be honest. Make sure the Rotrex traction fluid is at the right level and doesn't go over its service limit. I'd probably change it every sort of 18 months, 2 years is the limit. And that's really it. Use it on 99 RON fuel, get it mapped properly, and you know, I don't see why it couldn't last another 20,000 miles. And it's not like I don't use it, so I don't put around with it when I'm on the road. I get up to speed pretty quickly, and obviously, as you can see, I regularly go up to about 140 miles an hour on track, so not really an issue. So yeah, if you want to see some more videos like this one, so maybe subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.